Quarter Century Stampede appears to be signaling a ban list for April. Make sure you guys smash the like crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more content. We're going to start off over here with Masterpiece. Now, with the announcement of Quarter Century Bonanza's first wave of goodies out here, I think a lot of people were kind of like, huh. So that explains why they didn't unban these cards during this previous swing through. And I'm really starting to think out here that we have a indicator in the sand out here more so than ever before now that we are getting a ban list in April 2024 out here, or very, very close to it, that Konami's going to attempt to clean up some of this stuff. Now, bringing back Masterpiece and putting this into the quote-unquote nostalgia pool out here, it's fine. We already know that Masterpiece is one of those very, very strong cards that people really, really were excited about back in the day. I mean, being literally immune to 2/3 of the card types out there between, you know, Monster Spell. Spell Trap was a very popular one too, but I think Monster and Spell typically ended up being the biggest immunity blocks for you. And then, you know, Modern Era Yu-Gi-Oh! You can just imperm it, and it's like, oh, I forgot that I'm unaffected by these. Uh-oh, stinky. I'm fine with Masterpiece coming back at this point, because, like, it had very little implications in the OCG. You know, you look at these cards that were designed 4, 5, 6 years ago, and their age is really starting to show. I mean, with the exception of the Dragon Rulers, which, I mean, they are hard once per turns, and you can only use one of the effects of them once per turn, so that's something to kind of think about out here in terms of your card design. But I really am thinking that Masterpiece will come back, and it's not going to have any crazy little impact on me. I gotta remember, skill drain's limited to 1. You really are just immune to a lot of the craziness out here. Also, a 2950 is not necessarily the craziest little thing to be running around with out here. You know what I mean? Maybe somebody will worry about it. Miscellaneous Sarasaurus. I think it's time. I think we can do this. We have Jirax scheduled for later this year for a release. I'm super excited for Jirax to be coming back in the upcoming future out here. But with that, MISC needs to move. There needs to be a particular chance for dinosaurs to do something. MISC has been limited to 1 in the TCG for a while. I know that in terms of TCG design, the TCG feels very, very scared to move these certain cards, and I can get that. I can understand. We look at some of these cards and we're like, you know, do we really want to deal with that potential interaction again? And sometimes it can be a little bit taxing. I mean, being able to resolve MISC into MISC on the next turn, you know, having the multiple levels of this card can definitely be a pain in the ass for people to deal with. And I think Konami looked at dinosaurs over time and said, you know, basically being able to discard a card and make your dinosaurs literally unaffected for an entire phase while they do their thing is kind of crazy. But I mean, we've got similar things that have happened out here in the modern era where decks, you know, you had Tempai, for example, that was sort of like, oh yeah, field spell, immune, and then you go battle phase, you know, that'd be the point where you could affect them, but too bad they have a level 10 synchro. That can't do that. I think MISC can just genuinely move to 2 at this point. Maybe even 3, just to give dinosaurs a chance, man. Like, I don't see the issue here. We have power crept dinosaurs way harder than they have ever needed to be power crept. And it's just one of those things that you look at, and I don't know, I feel Konami's just trying to limit the interactions and try to check things a little bit too much. There's just, I don't know, man. You got to understand, you made generic cards, and dinosaurs have to rely on those generic cards. It just happens to be the way it is. You've tried making themes for them, and, you know, they can only do so much. Drident. I don't know why Drident is still locked up in purgatory. I get the last time that we had issues with this, Zoo still kind of had some stepping power in the meta. Like, let's call it what it is. Being able to make Drident, and now you gotta remember, we're gonna have Barrage coming back here. Well, actually, Barrage is already back. You've got to remember, I really don't think Drident's going to do much. Drident's literally just a literal, you literally normal summon a Zoo, slap it down, congratulations, you have a detach 1 pop quick effect. Right now, that's not an issue, and we've power crept another 2 years? Has it been 2 years, or are we 3 years? Since we tried to bring that card back. You know, we've come another 3 years in design. You know, even if Dryden just becomes a little bit of an end board piece next to some deck, it's not going to be crazy. And I really don't think that you're going to see a deck like Zodiac being used in combination with Rizal. Yeah, okay, cool, I can make a Dryden. You know what else I can make? A Dreadnator, a Dryden, and some other stuff. But I'm just not going to invest the Zoo pieces into that end board. It does not make sense to be smashing down that much extra deck when I would rather have more generic, you know, resources to handle that. So, I mean, other than, oh my gosh, you know, we can make Utopic Future Draco in Zodiac. Cool. That's awesome, man. I'm really happy for that. That's cool. That doesn't do hardly anything. All right, you're making what, a Utopic Draco in passing turn with maybe a Trident? Whoopee! You know, like that board is, almost every meta deck can probably smash through that depending on how they open. If not, they're going to out one of the two cards and put you into a really bad position afterwards. Think about that for a second. All right, the Trident is not what it used to be. All right, Eclipse Wyvern. So this is this might not happen on our list, but with the release of the new Dragon Ruler support in the OCG, there's been a lot of talk looking at Eclipse Wyvern right now, and a lot of people kind of shifting their heads around, going, you know, this might come back, Robbie. I dread for the day that Eclipse Wyvern enters back into the game. If you want my honest opinion, I think that the card is very, very broken, but I think it's, if it comes back to 1, you still have to find a way to get it into the graveyard. And the TCG is not, well, actually, this would be about the list that we would be getting the Dragon Ruler stuff in the TCG. So maybe Eclipse Wyvern will come back to promote the light and dark stuff that they've got splashing into this. It is highly possible out here. I was also talking about Dark Matter Dragon coming back side by side with this, but I don't think that's going to happen. That's too much of a liability to really be considering out here. And I mean, that just kind of brings us back to the whole argument of, you know, does Dark Matter need an errata out here in order to come back? And I mean, yeah, we should have had one literally last year for this. That's neither here nor there. I think Eclipse Wyvern is fine. Dark Matter Dragon is a completely different creature of existence that I don't think should be allowed in the game. Foolish Burial for 3 on a 4,000 attack point monster was literally insane. I don't know what Konami was thinking when they initially, you know, forged that card, but that thing is so incredibly stupid. But Eclipse Wyvern, on the other hand, is a little bit more manageable. Yeah, sure, it's any dragon in your deck. But, like, with the way the dragons are right now, you can pretty much get to any of the pool that you need, and it's not going to be much of an issue, honestly. It's just kind of how dragons have evolved. And then MX Saber Invoker. Why is this card still locked up, Konami? Like, what in the are we doing here? Like, I don't understand this. Like, you have Gladiator Beast support coming out here in frickin' January. And Invoker is one of the key cards to make that whole strategy work. But for whatever reason, the TCG went, no, Invoker's too broken. You know, we don't really need to promote that card right now. You know, screw Gladiator Beast players. The Glads, that was one of your best opportunities to get a chance in the meta. And Konami just said, nope, nope, sorry. You guys aren't going to get a chance to play the deck the way that it should be. Like, suck. Like, why? Why is Invoker not back? What are we so bloody pissed about out here? And so piss poor afraid of this out here? Why can we not have this back? All right, the OCG has proven time and time again with this being legal for now 2 formats that Invoker does nothing. It sped up Glads like from here to like here. Did you see that difference here? And there, that's the world's smallest violin. It's done nothing. The TCG, I don't foresee wanting to abuse. Are you afraid the Madolche is going to play this? Like, I don't know what you think Madolche is going to be cooking out here. It's going to be broken as shit, but realistically, I do not get this one. This is one of those little things that you look at and you're like, man, I really wish Konami knew how to design a ban list. Because half these cards should be back out here, but you've got biases from the company that are just like, no. But with Stampede, we have some writing on the sand out here for some things that will probably be shifting back into the game in the future, which I'll take that. Looks pretty good. So please, leave a comment down below. Konami, fix your game. You guys have a good rest of your day, all right?
patrons. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.